Hello students, in our alcohol, phenols and ether, right? After the completion of the preparations of alcohols, now we move to the another portion is the preparations of phenols. We know that phenol is also called as a carbolic acid. Why phenol is called as a carbolic acid? Because in the case of phenol there is a resonating structure and aromatization. So your OH bond in phenol is quite H plus is highly delta plus in nature. So it's a partially positive in nature. That's why they behave as an acid. That's why the name of phenol is carbolic acid. It was first isolated in the 19th century or the early 19th century from the middle oil fraction of coal tar distillation. Right? Nowadays, phenol is manufactured synthetically in the laboratory. Phenol is prepared from benzene derivatives with the following methods. So first we start with the method number 1. The order of this method is given by me because in your NCERT textbook is a second method from benzene sulfonic acid, but I start from the number 1 from benzene sulfonic acid or BSA, benzene sulfonic acid. First one, we know that in the case of how to form a benzene sulfonic acid, because in hydrocarbon lesson we already studied that benzene gives a electrophilic substitutions reactions, and this benzene is react with H2S2O7. This H2S2O7 is called as an oleum. Near about 353 Kelvin temperature, so it's almost 80 degrees centigrade temperature. So this phenomena or this reaction is called as an sulfonation reaction. We know that in these reactions we have to take a H2SO4 plus SO3, and this SO3, H2SO4, they react with each other and convert it into SO3H plus, and this SO3H plus is attracted towards to the pi electron cloud of this phenyl ring, and there is a substitutions of H with or displacement of H with SO3H, so we get a product is benzene sulfonic acid. So first we have to prepare benzene sulfonic acid from benzene. Now afterwards the fusion process, or it's a one type of neutralization process too. We know that this benzene sulfonic acid in SO3H is acidic in nature, so definitely that reacts with the sodium hydroxide and it's converted into SO3Na. SO3Na. The name of this compound is a salt. It's a sodium benzene sulfonate. Sodium benzene sulfonate. This sodium benzene sulfonate is further react with 2 mole of NaOH. 2 mole of NaOH. Near about 300 degrees centigrade temperature, means 573 Kelvin almost. So it's a removal of Na2SO3 and removal of water. It gives because when we react with this sodium benzene sulfonate, first they form a phenol. OH. But this OH is also acidic in nature, so reacts with another mole of NaOH and it's converted into sodium phenoxide. The name of this compound is sodium phenoxide. And this sodium phenoxide, because we know that this is the salt of phenol, so here OH and Na, so here this salt is basic in nature, so we neutralize with dilute hydrochloric acid, so it's a removal of salt and we get a product is phenol. So this is the one of the method to form a phenol from benzene. Okay, once again, benzene is sulfonated with oleum. Oleum means concentrated H2SO4 plus SO3. So they form a benzene sulfonic acid. and this benzene sulfonic acid is fused with NaOH, right? At NaOH. When sodium phenoxide is formed, and acidification of this sodium phenoxide gives what? So it gives phenol. So this is the first method. I think so. You clear about the concept. Now number two method. So number two method is from diazonium salt. For this purpose, I want to prefer firstly diazonium salt. We know that in our haloalkane and haloarine portions, we prepare a diazonium salt from aniline. Okay, so first you have to take a aniline. We know that aniline is a basic primary aromatic amine. This aromatic amine is react with NaNO2 sodium nitrate plus hydrochloric acid, 2 mole of hydrochloric acid. 0 to 5 degree centigrade temperature is required because BDC is stable at this temperature, 0 to 5, and it's a removal of minus NaCl and minus 2H2O. So our compound aniline is converted into benzene diazonium chloride. So N triple bond NCl. Okay, so this is called as a benzene diazonium chloride. This reaction is called as a diazotization reaction. This is called as a diazotization reactions. Now this BDC is stable at 0 to 5. So we perform these reactions, or diazonium salt is reacted with a warm water or with dilute acid. Okay, so there is a phenomena is called as an hydrolysis. Okay, which gives what? Which gives phenol plus HCl plus N2, right? So this is one of the most convenient method for the preparations of phenol, but mind well, it starts from aniline. Okay, so here a diazonium salt, this BDC, is formed by treating this primary aromatic amine aniline with nitrous acid NaNO2 plus HCl at 0 to 5 degree centigrade temperature. When this benzene diazonium salt solution is warmed with water or dilute acid, they undergo hydrolysis and convert into phenol. So this is the point number 2. It's a second method which is given in your book. Now number third method is given like I think so from haloarine and 4 different methods. So these two methods is used in a laboratory purpose. But for industrial preparations of phenol, so on a commercial scale, phenols are usually obtained by these two methods. This method is mainly used as an industrial purpose. So it's from aryl halides. This topic that we have already discussed in our haloalkane haloarine portion, this process is called as a Downs process. Right? What we have to do in Downs process? First we have to take a chlorobenzene. It's a chlorobenzene. And this chlorobenzene, it reacts with 2 mole of NaOH. So 1 mole of NaOH is used because there is a displacement of chlorine with hydroxyl group. Okay, so at 360 degree centigrade temperature and 300 atmospheric pressure, right, 6 to 8% concentrated NaOH solution is used. So at that time it's remove NaCl and water and is converted into sodium phenoxide. This sodium phenoxide is a salt. It's a salt. And this sodium phenoxide is definitely basic in nature because phenol is weak acid and NaOH is strong base. So it's a derivatives of weak acid and strong base. So it's a salt of weak acid and strong base. So our salt is basic in nature. So this basic salt, which can be neutralized with the help of dilute hydrochloric acid, so it gives a phenol. It's a phenol. Once again, phenol is obtained when chlorobenzene is heated with 6 to 8% NaOH solution at 360 degrees centigrade temperature and 300 atmospheric pressure. But we know that this process is not that much useful in industrial purpose, because high temperature and high pressure is required. In these reactions there is some problem, because we get a byproduct like diphenyl ether, which decrease our main product. So to solve this problem, we have to add a diphenyl ether in our first phase. So some problems that can be arise in this method. But there is very good another method it's from cumene. The name of the scientist is cumene. So phenol is right, prepared commercially from cumene. The meaning of cumene means isopropyl benzene, which is prepared by either the Friedel-Crafts alkylation of benzene or with propene in presence of phosphoric acid. So what we have to do in this process? So we perform these reactions with the help of benzene, which our starting material is benzene. Okay. Now this benzene is react with propene, CH3, CH, double bond CH2. The reaction is performed with the help of acid catalyst H3PO4, and near about 5 to 3 Kelvin temperature is required. It means that it's almost 250 degrees centigrade temperature is required. This reactions is also performed with the help of Friedel-Crafts alkylation. Okay, so it's a one type of Friedel-Crafts alkylation. In the case of Friedel-Crafts alkylation, we know that it's a secondary carbocation is formed, and this secondary carbocation is attached to this pi electron, or they attracted towards to the pi electron cloud of this phenyl ring, and we get a certain type of product, and this product is called as an CH3CH3. So the name of this compound is cumene or isopropyl benzene. So now this isopropyl benzene on aerial oxidation. Now we have to aerial oxidation. So with the help of O2. So with the help of O2, it's converted into near about 95 degrees centigrade temperature, near about 95 to almost 135 degrees centigrade temperature is required. Once again, it's called as an aerial oxidation. And this aerial oxidation convert this into cumene hydroperoxide. So we get a product is cumene hydroperoxide, and the structure of cumene hydroperoxide is given like that: COOH, here CH3 and one CH3. So it's called as an cumene hydroperoxide. Now this cumene hydroperoxide, which upon subsequent hydrolysis with a aqueous acid, means dilute H2SO4 is used for the hydrolysis near about almost 50 to 60 degree centigrade temperature. 50 to 60 degree centigrade temperature. It converts into phenol. And acetone is our byproduct, CH3, C double bond O, CH3. So we get the product is phenol. Commercially, this process is quite good. So in the case of phenol, once again, the phenol is manufactured from the hydrocarbon cumene. First we have to prepare a cumene, and this cumene is oxidized in the presence of air, convert into cumene hydroperoxide, and this cumene hydroperoxide is converted into phenol and acetone by treating it with dilute acid. Here acetone is a byproduct of this reaction, and it's also obtained in large quantities by this method. So these are the purpose of the cumene, because nowadays cumene process is the best process, because our starting material is benzene and lots of reagent here used they are cheaper in nature, and we get acetone as a very good solvent. What's the unique about that? The price of phenol is near about 100 to 140 rupees per kg, and this acetone is 75 rupees per liter. If we sell this acetone, so definitely because our byproduct is also costly in nature, so that's why the costing of this phenol is quite low compared to the remaining method. So this is all about the cumene method. So these 4 different methods which can be given in our portion. Now we move to the physical properties. Now we move to the another point. It's the physical properties of alcohols and phenols. Once again, physical properties of alcohols and phenols. So we know that in the case of physical properties, firstly we discuss about the physical state, then we discuss about the boiling points, right? What are the boiling points which are given? And number 3 is a solubility. So, and number 4 is sometimes a physiological actions, but main 3 points that we have to discuss in our this physical properties. Okay, so once again we start with the physical properties of alcohols and phenols. Once again, physical properties of alcohols and phenols. Okay, so the point we starts with a physical state. So our number 1 point is physical state. At ordinary temperature, at low temperature or ordinary temperature, lower alcohols are colorless liquids with distinct smell and burning taste and the higher member or members are colorless, odorless, and waxy solids. So this is about the physical state. So nothing new about this physical state. Now number 2 point, and it's an interesting point. It's a boiling point. So boiling points. The boiling point of alcohols are much higher than the corresponding aliphatic hydrocarbons as well as haloalkanes. For example, if I give the compound, for example, if I having a methane, then the methyl chloride, then methyl bromide and methanol. Okay, boiling point in Kelvin is near about 90. This is 249, 278 and 337.5. So what you observe, the boiling points of alcohols, these alcohol are much higher than the corresponding hydrocarbons as well as alkyl halides. Why? This is due to the reasons that alcohol contains a hydrogen atom which to the strongly electronegative oxygen atom. Therefore, in alcohol forms an intermolecular hydrogen bond. We know that in the case of methane and methane, only van der Waals forces are observed. In case of haloalkane, there are 2 forces are observed, van der Waals as well as dipole attraction. But in this case, when methanol is attached with the methanol, van der Waals force, Number 2, dipole-dipole force because it's a polar in nature. And third one, they form a hydrogen bond. So it means that quite a large amount of energy is needed to break these extensive hydrogen bonds which hold a large number of alcohol molecules together. So this is the representation of a hydrogen bond in alcohol, which can be given like that, right? So it's a delta plus, delta minus, oxygen having a lone pair, same way oxygen, delta plus, delta minus, delta plus, delta minus, delta plus, delta minus. So it's a hydrogen bond. So quite a large amount of energy is needed to break these extensive hydrogen bonds with a large number of alcohol molecules together. So as a result, their boiling points are much higher than the corresponding hydrocarbons, ethers or alkyl halide. Because in the case of ethers or alkyl halide or hydrocarbon, they do not form a hydrogen bond. So this is the first point. Now, in this boiling point section, another point is like that. Isomeric alcohol, the boiling point decreases with branching due to the corresponding. We know that primary having a higher boiling point compared to the secondary, and secondary is compared to the tertiary. For example, if I having a CH3, CH2, CH2, CH2OH, we know that it's a primary in nature and boiling point is almost 390 Kelvin. But in the case of CH3, CHOH, CH2, CH3, it's a secondary in nature. So we know that in secondary, the intermolecular distance is increasing. So van der Waals forces are decreasing. So their boiling points are decreasing. Third one is CH3, thrice COH. So boiling point is, because it's a tertiary in nature, so it's a 356 Kelvin is there. Right? So however, with the increasing molecular mass, the boiling point shows a regular increase. So this is all about the boiling points of alcohols. What about the phenols? Likewise, alcohol, the boiling points of phenol are also much higher than the corresponding aromatic hydrocarbons and haloarenes. Same way, if I display the compound, so it's a benzene, right? So this is 6,6H5Cl, it's a chlorobenzene. Same way, C6H5Br is a bromobenzene and C6H5OH is a phenol. Okay, so here the boiling point is 353, while in this case is a 405. Next one is 439 and 455. This is again due to the reasons that phenol, like alcohol, also form a intermolecular forces. Same way, in the case of phenol, definitely you observed what type of, because in the case of phenol, for example, if I draw the structure of phenol, right? So in the structure of phenol, okay, this is OH. So it reacts with OH. So it's a intermolecular hydrogen bond. Same way, OH. Okay, same way, OH. So thus phenols, like alcohol, exist as an associated molecule. So it's required more amount of energy to break this type of the hydrogen bond. So this is all about the boiling points. Now after the completion of boiling point, now we switch over to the another portion is solubility. In the case of solubility, right? In the case of solubility, we know that solubility of alcohols and phenol is water is due to their ability to form a hydrogen bond with water molecules. Once again, the lower alcohols are highly soluble in water, but the solubility decrease with the increase in molecular mass of the alcohol. If I show the solubility is like that, ROH. So it's a HOH. Same way, right? Okay, so there is a hydrogen bond between alcohol and water, right? Same way in the case of phenol, they definitely form a same type of the bond because phenol is also connected with water. So a lower alcohols are highly soluble in water, but the solubility decreases with the increase in molecular mass of the alcohol. The solubility of alcohol in water is due to the formation of hydrogen bond between alcohol and water molecules. The extent of this solubility of any alcohol in water depends upon the capability its molecules to form hydrogen bond with water. So as the molecular mass is increasing, so our R group, because this R is an alkyl group, so it's a alkyl group is a non-polar group, is increasing, become larger, so which is resist the formation of the hydrogen bonds with water molecules. So hence the solubility goes on decreasing. In other words, the solubility of alcohol in water decreases, okay, with the lengthening of the carbon chain increasing. For example, if I having a normal butyl alcohol, is like that CH3, CH2, 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 OH. So it's a primary alcohol. So the solubility data is almost 7.9 because this data in gram per 100 gram of water, okay, 7.9. But normal pentyl alcohol CH3, CH2, 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 OH. So it's decreasing up to 2.3. Normal hexyl means CH3, CH2, OH, 3. So normal hexyl alcohol. So it's 0.6. Same way, normal heptyl alcohol. So CH3, CH2, 6 times. So it's 0.2. So they decrease in a regular interval. Okay, what about the isomeric alcohol? For in the case of isomeric alcohol, the solubility increase with branching. For example, if I having a normal butyl alcohol. So in the case of normal butyl alcohol, so data is 7.9. But in the case of isobutyl alcohol, it's 10. In the case of secondary butyl alcohol, is almost 12.5, and tertiary butyl alcohol is near about infinite stage. So what's the reason about that? Behind that, amongst isomeric alcohol, the solubility increase with branching. This is due to the reason that the branching is increasing. It means that the surface area of non-polar hydrocarbon part is decreasing. Hence the solubility increasing. So like alcohol and phenols also form a hydrogen bond with water and hence should be soluble in water. But the solubility of phenol in water is much lower than that of the alcohol because the large portion of hydrocarbon or the molecular weight present in their molecule. However, phenol itself, some trihydraphenols are very soluble in water due to the larger hydrocarbon portion. But phenol is also soluble in organic solvents such as ether and alcohol. So I think so this type of the portions or this type of the concept which can be given in our textbook. So this is all about the physical properties about the phenols and alcohols. In next sessions we continue with our portion is the most important portion is chemical reactions of alcohol and phenol. Thank you very much.